Hi everyone! This week we will be doing Activity 5, where we will practice assessing developmental levels for overarm throwing. In addition to assessing levels, we're also going to look at differences between throws that have a goal for force versus throws that have a goal for accuracy. There's some background information linked here that you can read through prior to starting the activity. And then for our instructions this week, I'm going to switch screens to show you HK Propel, and I'll just kind of talk you through what's in this section. So once you log into HK Propel, you'll find the Chapter 6 content that has been assigned to the class. In the menu over here, we're going to navigate to Lab Activity 6.1. This is where you'll find the guided thrower videos. It's very similar to last week's activity, where you are able to watch the video in real time as well as slow motion. And then once you're done with those videos, you'll be asked a series of questions in relation to the observation plan that I've included as an additional resource for the activity. So you'll basically be answering questions to help you determine which developmental level each guided thrower is on. So you'll do that for guided thrower number 1 and guided thrower number 2. The next activity we're doing is associated with Lab Activity 6.2. These are non-guided throwers, and you will be scrolling all the way down to throwers 5, 6, and 7. When you click on their video, it will tell you what the video is representing. So this would be thrower 5's force video, and then the following one would be his accuracy video. Okay. So you'll go ahead and watch those. The way that you navigate through watching the videos is the same as we've had in previous weeks. In your instructions document, I have added the developmental sequence for overarm throwing. It's table 6.1 in your textbook, and this is basically everything that we went through in the lecture notes for this week. So you can use this, you can use your lecture notes. They basically have the same things. This just has descriptions attached to each step in the sequence. So you can use that table as well as the observation plan flowchart to help you classify your developmental levels. In the record sheet, for the 2 guided throwers, the tables are set up where we have the 5 actions in the first column, and then the subsequent columns are going to be the developmental sequence steps. So based on the videos that you go through and the observation questions that you get asked, you will put an X in the appropriate column based on how you decided to classify whatever thrower you're observing. Okay, so there should be a total of 5 X's per table, total of 5 points per table. For the non-guided jumpers, we have the table set up where we've got subject 5 force, subject 5 accuracy, and then so on and so forth for subject 6 and 7. We have the 5 categories, and in these boxes you're going to put a value that represents whatever level you have determined your thrower reaches for the given task goal they've been given. So numbers go in this table, X's go in these top 2 tables. So once you're done filling in the record sheets, I have 2 questions for you to answer, and these are going to be based off of the force and accuracy videos that you watched. So for the first question, for each of the 3 throwers, compare the summary profiles for distance throws with those for accuracy throws. Are they different? If so, how? So this would be going back to this table here, and then you're going to be comparing the developmental levels for force and accuracy for each of the subjects. For the second question, we have, although developmental change is age-related, other factors are involved as well. Given the overall group of throwers you observed, what constraints besides age may account for differences in component action? So basically, you're going to be identifying at least 3 constraints. They can be individual, task, or environmental. Whatever you list, identify which of these 3 constraints you're writing about, and then describe how that constraint might affect the component action that somebody achieves for an overarm throw. Okay, so a large portion of this activity this week is primarily focused on observation and honing an eye on how to spot different developmental sequences and patterns. So your primary focus should be on the observation, and then we'll have a little bit of applied questions on what you're actually observing. If you guys have any questions as you're going through the activity, feel free to shoot me an email.